Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Fizz, and I'm bringing you guys the UPA Round 1 playoffs battle against Zern and the Delaware Kyurem-Black Foxes. Yes, there are 4 words in that team name. And we actually did battle in the regular season in a pretty good matchup, I feel like. Not like just a good game in general, but we played week 2. I choked the ever-living life out of that game. Like, I should have clicked Drain and Kiss, but I didn't because I didn't know it was plus 3 priority. That's pretty much the story with it. Yeah, here I get a little bit of redemption in playoffs round 1. Really excited to be here, and he actually made some changes to his team since the last time we played. He actually dropped Lucario and Swellow to pick up Heatran, and I believe that was the only change that he made. So no Lucario for my team means that I don't lose that much. But the problem is with Heatran is that he has a very, very good Swellow switch in. So I was thinking about running Swellow, like specs looked really good with no Lucario there to Bullet Punch me or anything, even though Sizz is still there, but I'm not that worried about it. Heatran is now there to just be a deterrent from Swellow from coming, because it can switch into the Heat Waves and Boom Burst that his team doesn't want to appreciate. But like, I can run like HP Ground for, but it's just too much prediction game here in this battle, you know. So yeah, he made pretty big change to his team. It could be either good or bad for him, I don't know, in this matchup. But we were facing the same team pretty much that we played week 2. And I'm going to go over it real quick. He has Latios, Mega Scissor, Tangrowth, Nidoking, Ray Nicholas, Alamomola, Miltank, Keldeo, Drapion, and the Heatran. So yeah, like I said before, I kind of recapped his team before I even listed all the mons. But yeah, I feel like he's going to bring like pretty much anything on his team. I feel like they're all very viable in this matchup, except for like Drapion. I don't think that has a good matchup at all. But the rest of his mons are pretty scary against my team, so that's what makes it a pretty tough build. But at least there's no Lucario, which did just like push my absolute shit in. So yeah, I'm gonna jump right into my team now. I have my Zardex here with Sub SD, Dragon Claw, and Fire Punch. Now I do think he will bring the Alamomola just because he had a little bit of trouble with Zard last time, so he needs a good response for that. I was actually thinking of bringing the set in week 2, but I couldn't because of some things that I didn't really. It was just like it was like a set that was way too risky, if that's English. But yeah, this is an even more risky set than last time because he has a Heatran. Now, as you can see, I cannot touch Heatran at all. But he has to be fearing the Earthquake or anything like that, or something like that. So I don't think he'll stay in on my Zard, of course. But what this allows me to do is set up all over Alamomola. I can sub in front of it, and I can actually lead with my Charizard against his entire team, so I can get it in before rocks. So if he leads on Miltank or Heatran or Nidoking, I can pressure it out with an Earthquake or a move that I can go for. In general, I can sub or I can SD turn 1, whatever I want to do. I can just hit something really hard before he does anything else, and I don't want him to get up rocks. So this is really good anti-rocks deterrent, because if I lead side until to get up rocks, Nidoking is going to get up rocks, and that makes my Charizard really weak. So I don't want that to happen. I'm just going to lead with this thing and go for it. And I actually meant to swap Fire Punch for Flare Blitz just because I don't need health on this thing at all. It's just here to break and lead and kill something. So yeah, that's my Zard set. Pretty straightforward. I felt like this was a really good bring on my end. I felt like SD was definitely needed over Dragon Dance to break through Alamomola, Miltank, anything else to go for. Oh, so he dropped Diancie for something. I don't remember what it was. So no Diancie. Really opens a door for this set, but it does have problems with the Heatran, so I don't need to worry about Shucka Diancie anymore, so that's really nice. But yeah, the Zard set's really nice. It's really risky, obviously, because he could be Sash like Nidoking or something and kill me back, but I feel like I'm comfortable rocking this set. Next up I have Tone, my Seismitoad, with the lefties, Water Absorb of course for the Keldeo, Stealth Rock, HP Fire, Scald, and Toxic. Now, this is max Fizz Def for the Scissor. I can take a couple hits from Scissor, and I can take a couple hits from Nidoking naturally with my Spid Def. And I have a little bit of speed to like outspeed Scissor, but I don't have any special attack investment, which may or may not be the downfall of me, because he could run a Spid Def Scissor once again on my HP Fire that I decided to bring this time just so I don't get set up on all over by Scissor. But this is my Rocker, and Rocks are going to be very big in this game, because if I chip everything enough for the Coco or Diggersby or something late game, then rocks are just going to really help with that. And HP Fire for the Scissor, like I said before. Scald burns everything. He doesn't really have very good Scald switching on his team. Keldeo can switch in, but he has to play around Toxic, and I don't think he'll be running like a sub Calm Mind set or a sub SD set. As I do have Comfy in the back, I can pretty much 1v1 most Keldeo, so that's fine by me. And I also have a Coco in the back and some like what's it called, insurance with my Diggersby quick attack in the back bars. But yeah, just a straightforward Seismic Toad set just to get up rocks, water absorb, and switch into Scissor. So straightforward stuff. Next up, I have a utility Coco, a really nice pivoting Coco set that I have here with almost max HP, bunch of Spadef, some special attack, and outspeeds everything on his team with my speed. I have lefties on there because I didn't know what other item I really wanted. And I have Thunderbolt, U-Turn, Defog, and Roost. I really didn't want T-Spikes on my end. T-Spikes are just going to be really, really bad for me. So defogging those away are going to be very important for me. And I can also defog rocks away from my Zard, which is going to be really nice. And with my investment, I can live most things, like Tangrowth Earthquake doesn't two-shot me if he's not invested. And I do expect him to bring Tangrowth once again, of course. And I can also U-turn out on everything, so I can U-turn into Nidoking if he decides to switch that in, and put it in range of a Zard Dragon Claw. So that's really nice for me. And yeah, just really nice utility, very, very good pivot, because it forces him into the Nidoking, which bodies my team. So I can go into something like, I don't know, my Diggersby. I can switch into a lot of things on my team besides like the Comfy to pressure it out offensively. So that's really nice, and I can take advantage of that. So yeah, Coco just a really nice pivot here and can hit decently hard naturally. So yeah, next up I have a Silk Scarf Diggersby. I felt like this was the best set. I was thinking about Banded for a very, very long time, but locking into Return is really bad for a Scissor, and locking into Earthquake can get taken advantage of by Latios. So yeah, I didn't really want to run like a choice locked variant of Diggersby. I wanted to bluff a Scarf instead or something like that, since it is viable, but I don't think it's the best bring. I have Silk Scarf on here to bluff that, of course. I have Return, Quick Attack, Fire Punch, and Earthquake. So I max attack Adamant, thinking that I could be like Banded or something, I don't know. But yeah, Return Quick Attack is really nice here. Return breaks most of his team. I can Fire Punch a Scissor as well in case I need to do that, just so like it does more than Earthquake, I guess. It doesn't kill depending on investment, but I do think he'll be Spadef. And Earthquake just for general stab. It's just a straightforward set. I outspeed most Scissors if he's not bulky, or if he's not bulky and he runs like a lot of speed, he's gonna outspeed me. But I outrun most bulky Scissors, assuming he's not gonna be like a lot of speed investment into it. But yeah, just a straightforward set. Dual stab, fire, punch, quick attack. Quick attack is really nice in general as a cleaner. Can like check Calm Mind Latios. I can quick attack that after a bit of chip. Same thing with Keldeo. I can pick it off in case I need to. And overall can break his team really nicely with Silk Scarf Return. So yeah, really looking forward to his Diggersby. I think it's going to be a good thing here. And next up I have my Necrozma. I don't really know how I feel about this set. I don't have Recovery, and that's a little sketchy. But I do have SD, X-Scissor, Photon Guys, and Earthquake. So I am physical Necrozma here. Yes, I know he has an Almamola, Tangrowth, and Miltank, but those are all going to be Fizzdef here, or naturally Fizzdef. And Muck suggested the set. He thought it looked good because I could have a lot of bulk on it. It does better than Calm Mind, he said, which I feel like Calm Mind does better. But I'm rocking with what he said, I guess. I have SD with the Eye Pop Berry, so I can get some form of health back. X-Scissor hits a lot of things, like the Rain Nicholas, Tangrowth, Latios, stuff like that. Photon Geyser for general stab, and Earthquake for a nice embodiment of the Drapion and Heatran. So yeah, this can 1v1 the Heatran, which is really nice. And Drapion I don't think will come, so I don't think it will matter. But this doesn't have Heat Wave, unfortunately. I was thinking about running a mixed variant before, until Muck suggested this, so I could hit Scissor pretty hard and like run physical. But yeah, I don't know. SD is a really nice breaking tool here for this matchup, and yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this Necrozma set. I feel like it's bad, but we're running it. We're just rocking it. It's good. But yeah, SD Necrozma is cool. Next up, I have a Comfy, really annoying Comfy here. Almost max Spadef, a little bit of speed. Leftovers, Taunt, Leech, Seed Synthesis, and the Draining Kiss. So I can't hit Scissor. I don't have HP Fire, which is kind of bad, but I have Taunt just to prevent setup from Ray Nicholas, let it set up a Trick Room or something like that. I have Taunt to prevent like Calm Mind on Latios, and that's pretty much it. That's all that Taunt is used for. Leech is going to be really good because I can leech a lot of things on his team. I can leech a Scissor, put in range of a Fire Punch or something from the Diggersby. I can leech a Heatran, get it chipped for my Zard, because you got to remember that I don't have Earthquake, so getting Heatran chipped is going to be really nice for my Zard. Synthesis there, obviously, and Draining Kiss just for my stab. So a lot of recovery here. I feel like it's a solid set. I don't think it's the best against like something like an AV Tang that can definitely potentially come. But, you know, we're rocking it. So yeah, that's my team. I don't think it's like the best team ever. I feel like I didn't really prep that much for Scissor, like Spadef Scissor. So if this thing dies, then I'm gonna have a hard time dealing with Scissor. So yeah, that's gonna be the team, and I'm gonna jump right into the battle real quick. And I am back here with the battle against Zern. Good luck, have fun starting off playoffs, right? Hopefully pick up a dub to advance to semis and try to beat Pi, who also advanced with us, and if we win, we play him, so yeah, definitely want to win. And Zern decides to bring a team consisting of Mega Scissor, Latios, Tangrowth, Nicholas, Miltank, and a Keldeo. So he brought the Miltank, which is a very interesting choice. Again, he could have brought anything on his team besides Drapion. Really didn't think Drapion had a good matchup at all. So he could have brought anything on his team, but one thing I did notice is that he decided to forego the Nidoking, which is fantastic, because that means Coco has a better time just clicking Thunderbolt. But that also leads me to believe that that's just going to be a really Spadef Scissor or Tangrowth. AV Tangrowth is probably the play, since he doesn't have a very good Tangrowth, or Coco switch-in rather. So AV Tangrowth I feel like is definitely coming at that point from Team Preview. And Mega Scissor is probably Spadef as well. Don't know 100%, but seems like a good bring here with his team count. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to go with my plan and lead off with the Zard. He goes into the Tangrowth, predicting the lead Seismitoad. Right here, I'm just going to get up an SD for free. And I wanted to Mega Evolve in case he wanted to Rock Tomb for whatever reason. I didn't want to be hit very hard. But he shows a helmet, and he crits me with an Earthquake right off the bat, which is really bad. Obviously, I'm going to take out the Miltank, so he has no more rocks. So that's really nice, but with that crit, he can go into Scissor right here and Bullet Punch me and kill me. That, I guess it didn't really matter since he could have gone into Latios anyway, but, you know, it's fine. I go into my Scissor, or I go into my Seismitoad, revealing the HP Fire, and this basically confirms that he is Assault Vest. So that's why I didn't make the aggressive Toxic play right off the bat. Wanted to see what his Tangrowth was, but he knocks off my Aya Papa Berry, which is really, really bad, because that means I have no more recovery on my Necrozma, and it's kind of dead weight, so this is why I feel like this Necrozma set's really bad. If I was like Moonlight, I would be in a tremendous spot, like with Earthquake and X Scissor or Photon, I don't know, some of those moves. I could have been in a really good spot, but no, I don't have any more recovery, and he kind of just 1v1s me, but he decides to go into Latios. I don't know what he was expecting. Just go for my X Scissor there, and I knock out the Latios, which is really nice, and he goes into the Keldeo. Didn't want my Necrozma to die just yet. So I go into my Seismitoad, and I don't think I go back into my Comfy in case he decides to sub or Calm Mind or do anything like that, because he could definitely do that. But I go into my Necrozma, predicting him to go back into Tangrowth. I can SD once more and get a big dent on this team. I go hard into my Diggersby since it's the only thing that can pressure out this Scissor now that Zard is gone, which is really, really bad for me. And he switches into Keldeo on the Fire Punch, so good play there. As he goes into my Coco, I don't think he'll go for a Water type move here, as he goes for a Secret Sword, because I showed that I switched into Seismitoad last time. I don't think he would click a Water move there. I go for the U-turn, and this confirms that he is not FizzleTheHizzle at all, besides max HP. Go for my Raw X's over there, get as much ship as possible. Probably should have SD'd there, but you know what, that's the way it goes. And I'm just going to X-Scissor again, put him down to a point where he dies to a Diggersby hit. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my Diggersby, and I go in for a return here. And at this point, I feel like now that he went into Keldeo, that I don't think he'll think that I'm not choiced. I don't know if that sentence made sense, but I think he will predict me to be choiced in some way with that damage. I didn't reveal a Life Orb or anything like that. I could be Scarf, but I go for a quick attack there as he attacks off his Keldeo, which is so good for me. Keldeo being gone is really nice. I go into my Coco here just so I can roost up, get as much health as possible. As he goes for the Earthquake here, which does nothing because I'm FizzleTheHizzle and I have lefties, so that's really nice. Go for my U-turn, get as much ship on it as possible. don't think he'll go for a grass type move right there. I think he'll just want to knock off my lefties. But right now I go into my Diggersby to return, sorry about that, just to get as much chip as possible. And right now I'm going to go for a Fire Punch. As he reveals the Electric Seed on the Rain Nicholas, I Fire Punch here in case he wanted to Scissor or Bullet Punch me, which I didn't have very good answers for at this point. But yeah, really nice play, or really nice set with the Electric Seed, Tangrowth, or Rain Nicholas rather. Electric Seed Tangrowth would have been Hita, but it's fine. As I go for the taunt here, didn't want him to do anything like that. Now that I see that he's Electric Seed, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't want him to do anything fancy because he could win the game with like a Calm Mind set, but he goes for a Psychic here on my Diggersby. I kept Diggersby alive to get a free pivot into something, so I didn't have to take chip on my Coco, Seismitoad, or Comfy, anything like that. So I sack it off there, which is really nice. I go into my Coco to just T-Bolt with a lapping down. If it's 46, then I get a para, which doesn't really come into play later. But he sped Death Drops me this turn, which was huge because I could have stalled this thing out. I could have T-Bolted, could have went to Tangrowth, I could have U-turned, go for a Toxic, my Seismitoad, etc. So that was really, really bad for me. And I need to Roost this turn because, yeah, I need this thing alive. And he goes for a Psychic, which is fine. I just go for my U-turn out, put him in a range where things can do things. As he goes for a Psychic right here, I'm going to taunt. I don't want to mess with this thing at all. So if he's going to go for a Psychic right here, he does nothing, of course, and he forces me to Synthesis here as he goes into the Scissor. It was really close to doubling or doubling back into Seismitoad, but if you want Tangrowth on my Comfy, which shows to like 1v1 me, well, the thing is, if he's switching to Tangrowth, he doesn't know if I'm Calm Mind, and I definitely do 1v1 the Calm Mind, the Tangrowth, that's EV, because he can't do anything, he can't Toxic or anything. So if I am Calm Mind, then he would have lost the 1v1, but I cannot touch Tangrowth at this point. I know that, so that's why I didn't switch. That's why I hesitated switching into Seismitoad on the double into Sizz, because he could have gone into Tangrowth since I know that I can't 1v1 it with Comfy. Hopefully that made sense. I go for my Toxic right here, predicting the Tangrowth, but he goes to Roost here, gets some nice HP, but I'm a Toxic again. I don't think he'll stay in because he don't want to get burned. That's his win con, and I get to play right into Tangrowth, so this thing is kind of dead. So glad I got the Toxic off on that. And I go into my Comfy here. Again, really close to doubling back into Seismitoad. But I think I go for my Synthesis here, just to be safe, because I need to keep that thing alive for Rain Nicholas in the back. As he goes for a Bullet Punch into my Seismitoad, and I want HP Fire this thing, and he reveals to be Max Spadef. And he goes for an SE, which is really bad. I need to burn this thing immediately. So I think he's just going to go for a Roost here. But, oh, I go for an HP Fire. As he goes for a Roost here, so I need to burn this thing immediately. I think he's just forced to go for a Roost at this point, so I'm just going to spam Scald. That was my play regardless, but I get to burn first Scald, which is really nice. So right now it's a game of when am I going to crit the HP Fire, because I have like 20 PP left, he has like 13 PP on the Roost left at this point, so I just need to spam HP Fire until I crit. So yeah, that's what I need to do. Because he's forced to Roost, he can't touch my Seismitoad, as you can see there, now that I burned him. The inevitable Scald burn, so I'm just going to spam HP Fire until I crit, which is a fair play, right? I don't really have another play. So it's bound to happen eventually. I'm just going to keep clicking HP Fire until I crit, so that's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be cool when that happens, you know. It's going to open the door for my Coco and my Comfy to just win the game. My Comfy wins once Scissor's gone completely, and I crit right there. So that's going to be the game for me, as I'm just going to go into the Comfy, and I'm going to go for a taunt right here as he goes into Tangrowth, or he's just going to stay in as he goes for a Shadow Ball, trying to get a Spadef drop. But alas, I 1v1 the rest of his team. I go for my Draining Kiss, and he can't really do much to me. He can only hope for a Spadef drop, but he has to break through Para, etc. So yeah, he goes into Tangrowth. I Draining Kiss that, which I 1v1 this completely. So yeah, I think at this point he's going to click the X button, which is a fair play. Comfy did 1v1 the rest of his team, and it was just going to be more time for both of us to see Comfy 1v1 everything. So yeah, we went 3-0 against Zern, which is really cool in round 1. It was a pretty tough game in general because like we kind of hacked each other out. Like the crit on Zard really sucked, Spadef drop on Coco sucked, but burn on the Scissor first turn was really bad. The first turn I clicked Scald, I burned him, so that really sucked. But also getting the crit to force him to spam Roost was really good for me. I think that was the biggest turning point in this in this career, in this game. So, yeah, man, GG Cezern, sorry to see your season end that way, but hopefully I get to battle you again in another league, potentially. So, yeah, good stuff there, and we're advancing to semifinals in UPA, and we are going to be playing Pi in the Dallas Mars Shadows, which he's been playing, like, out of his mind lately. He started off 1-4. Well, he took over a team that was 1-4 and ended up making playoffs with a really, really good record. So good ups on him. And on the other side of the bracket, Dave and Elliot are playing right now. They beat Rabs and Troy, who are the first and second seeds in the entire what's it called? In the entire playoffs bracket. So that's gonna be a good game there. And if we win against Pi, we're gonna be playing either Dave or Elliot, which I don't really know who to win. Dave has a bad draft, I feel, so I don't know how he made it this far. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna focus on my game against Pi. GG Cezern, sorry about the hacks, but sorry, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, man, we are advancing the semis, which is really sick. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. And like always, have a swell day. Peace.